Hello, team. My name is Talaman. Welcome back to Saucy Suitors. We just woke up from the sound of a passing school bus. What the? It's morning already? Oh, shit! It's morning already. Dude, this song is like trippy. I leap out of my chair and look around my patio, disoriented. I pull out my phone and check the time. Oh crap, I'm late. I am so late. I'm supposed to open for breakfast right now at the park. If my boss found out about this, I would be in such deep shit. Speaking of which, to make matters worse, I have a missed call on my phone from him. And a text message too. Hi, Piper. Did you do full drop at bank last night? What does he mean, did I do a full drop? What, is he asking me if I stole from the till or something? Of course I didn't. Why does he always do this? He wants to yell at me for having bad sales, like I expected. Should I text him back, or should I pretend I'm busy working and not looking at my phone? He's gonna be mad about why I took so long to answer. What should I do? Yeah, this is... To me, it's never a good idea to wait. Like, if you've got bad news, if you can get a plan together to rectify it so that you know what you're working towards, but don't wait. Like, maybe take 2-3 minutes to come up with an idea of what you can be working on. Have a projected idea of how you can make it better. But don't ever delay. Like, don't intentionally say, I'll do it in an hour. I'll do it, like, tomorrow. Like, if you got some bad news, take care of it. It will make your life a lot less stressful. So I'm just going to tell him. I'm going to call him back and tell him. Honestly, I'm scared to call him back, but it's unavoidable at this point. No matter what I do, he'll be angry about my low sales yesterday. I might as well call him back now and get ahead of whatever he'll decide to be upset about later. I pick his number from my contacts list and listen to the dial tone ring. Boss. Hello? Piper? Yes, it's me, sir. Sorry for the delay on calling you back. What's wrong? Were you swamped with business this morning? I sure hope so, because your sales yesterday were pathetic. It's the middle of the season. They were so low, it's hard to justify sending your truck out. His words made me wince, and it's just as I expected. If your truck doesn't pull in enough profit, it gets taken off the rounds and you get fired. Doesn't matter whether it's my fault or not. Hi, I'm sorry, sir. I don't know why my sales were so low. Sometimes you just have a bad day, you know? He's quiet on the other end of the line for a moment. Sometimes that's true. But I expect you to work harder today, Piper. Anniversary Park is one of our high-earning locations. I expect your truck to perform. Piper, listen. You know what happens when truck managers don't pull their weight. If you do your job, we won't have a problem. But if you don't, well, I'm sure you don't need me to spell it out for you. Got it? Got it, sir. Call you later. He hangs up. I breathe a huge sigh of relief. That could have been so much worse. God, that was awful. Like, why would you... Oh, I feel so bad for this woman. I feel so bad for Piper. Now that that's over, I can focus on actually getting my truck out to where it's supposed to be right now. I turn to rush inside, but then I see the wine I've been drinking last night. The bottle is empty. That explains why I'm late. Piper, you absolute idiot. I heat up a frozen breakfast burrito, dash out of my house, and jump into my truck. By the time I make it to Anniversary Park, it's already after 10 a.m. By now, most of my morning business has been lost. There will be a few tourists looking for brunch, but most of them won't eat again until noon. But as I'm parking at my designated spot, I see an even bigger problem. What the hell? Other trucks besides mine? I can see 2 trucks parked on my street about 30 yards away from my usual spot. It's not unusual to have some competing trucks around when it's not season. But during season, my company has the exclusive permit to park food trucks at this location. I am pretty sure that my truck is the only one that's supposed to be here. Damn. Yesterday my sales were bad, but then my boss tries to call me to yell at me, and now I'm late. And now there's another truck. There's other trucks on my street. I cannot talk today. I'm already having another terrible day. As I begin to set up my truck for business, I peer at the mystery trucks. They're not so far away that I can't make out some of their signage. On top of the red truck closest to me, there's a huge sign. International Comfort Food. I can make out some stock photos of hot dogs and cheeseburgers on the side of the truck and the letters World Famous Burgers and Dogs above them. To the left of the red truck is a smaller yellow truck. The paint and lettering is less flamboyant. I can't read its lettering very well, but I think it says something about pretzels and barbecue. And on the far side of the yellow truck is a food tent. I didn't notice it until just now. It has small Japanese and Chinese flags flying from the tent's peak. Maybe they're selling Asian food. Even though it's barely brunch time, the trucks and tent have a decent number of people milling around them. I've never felt such work-related misery before. These guys are going to destroy me in sales today. But no, they shouldn't even be here. They need a permit to sell food, and during season, permits are issued to only one company per location, which means they're parked here illegally. Maybe I should call my boss. He would be furious to hear that another company is encroaching on our permit time. I know he'd get someone from the city to come down here and make them leave, but he'd ask why I didn't mention this when I called him earlier. I'd have to tell him that I got here late and that earlier, when I called him, I didn't have the truck out. In other words, I'd have to tell him that I missed most of my breakfast sales. No, I can't do that. I've got to deal with this myself, without my boss finding out that I got here late today. What should I do? So like, in an official capacity, this is kind of what I would go with, but I feel like the story is supposed to develop, in this case, towards me meeting other trucks. Like, it's supposed to be about condiments and people who have personalities like condiments. So, I'm gonna walk over and talk. Tick-tock. There's no need to go straight to calling the cops. It would be tacky to do that without talking to them first. This is probably a misunderstanding of some kind. I lock my truck's doors, stuff my car keys into my pocket, and walk over to the mystery trucks. Oh, look at that soundtrack. Outside of the red truck is an obnoxiously dressed guy. He has red hair and fair skin. And he's wearing a big, fluffy white fur coat, which is insane. As the day goes on, the harsh tropical sunshine is going to start scorching everything, including him. And the pattern of his dress shirt is weirdly familiar. Between the coat and his swagger, he's trying way too hard to look upper class. He's holding a megaphone up to his mouth, jabbering about how delicious and affordable their food is. As he talks, he waves his free hand around extravagantly. There's someone inside the truck behind him, tending to the customers in line. He's about the same age as me, and he hands food to customers. He gives them a huge smile. Unlike the guy with the megaphone, he's dressed more casually, but his corduroy-trimmed vest is still pretty unusual. His green dreads are the only truly weird thing about him, but it's a uniquely cool look. I kinda like it. From here, I have a better view of the smaller yellow truck parked next to the red one. The printed text on the side advertises world-famous barbecue and soft pretzels. It seems there are two people working inside this truck. One of them is taking orders. He's an older man, well-built with blonde hair and a goatee. He's pretty good-looking, actually, if you like older men. His clothes are kind of low-effort, though, and he's wearing a lot of tacky plastic jewelry. Only a legitimately good-looking guy could attempt that kind of look. And as I'm looking at him, he winks at a female customer and hands her a large pretzel. The woman seems to enjoy the attention. I guess he's a charming guy. He'd make insane tips at one of the expensive restaurants downtown. Why is he working in a food truck? Next to him, fetching the pretzels and barbecue for each other, is a younger man. Unlike the sexy older guy, he's dressed more like a college student who just rolled out of bed. I would say he's less stereotypically handsome than the blonde guy, but he strikes me as a more approachable. Down to earth? Nerdy, even. Yeah, definitely nerdy. He works swiftly and maintains an exuberant smile. And he's bobbing his head rhythmically, too. I guess they have the radio on in their truck. I can't hear from here. And lastly, there's the food tent set up on the other side of the yellow truck. Now I can see the words authentic Chinese and Japanese food printed on the tent's side walls. This tent has the largest crowd in front of it. Asian street food is a pretty rare thing to see around here. I'm curious myself. A chalk sign outside the tent advertises fried rice, lo mein, steamed buns, okonomiyaki, takoyaki, and yakitori. Man, even I want some now. If I knew what those were, I might. Sorry, I'm not that immersed in Oriental culture, so that's my apologies there. There are two men working inside the tent. Whoa. One of them is at the grill, flipping over skewered chicken, pouring okonomiyaki batter, and frying piles of noodles. And he's wearing a three-piece business suit? Well, it's technically a less insane outfit than what the megaphone guy is wearing, but considering what he's doing while wearing it, it's much more impractical and out of place. Cooking over a grill in long sleeves and a suit jacket sounds like absolute torture. It looks like an expensive suit too. Isn't he worried about getting sauce and oil on it? Nevertheless, he has a determined and stern look on his face. It's impressive. I couldn't do my job dressed like that. Beside him is another young man who seems to be exclusively lording over a Japanese takoyaki hot plate. He's adding slices of octopus to the balls of batter. He is dressed completely different from the grill cook, to say the least. His baggy shirt, khaki pants, and visor make me think that he's about to go play tennis at a country club. Actually, he looks pretty similar to the rich kids who live around here year-round and go to the expensive private high schools. Despite his looks, he's intensely focused on the takoyaki he's cooking, to the point that he's not making eye contact with any customers. So, in total, there's 6 people working here. This has to be the strangest truck crew I've ever seen. But, strange or not, as far as I can tell, they're just trying to do their jobs. I feel bad having to tell them they can't be here, but it's me or them. Since the red-haired guy with the megaphone is the only one who isn't serving customers, I'll try talking to him first. When our eyes meet, he grins. Why, hello there, miss. Hungry a little early today. You've got to try our bacon cheeseburger. So, real quick, time out. I have no idea what voice to give these guys. Like, I don't want to be stereotypical, and I want them all to be different. So, we're just gonna come up with some outrageous voices, and I'm gonna do my best to remember what they all sound like. With that, time in, play ball. I'm not here for food. You work here, right? Obviously, in fact, I'm the one in charge of these 3 establishments behind me. Oh man. Oh, what? Oh, this is cool. Oh man. Oh, it's such an introduction. So his name's Hunter. He's the ketchup tycoon, Hunter J. Fremont. Age 26, birthday April 2nd. Favorite food, filet mignon. The name is Hunter J. Fremont, heir to the Mega Foods Corporation. Huh? Mega Foods? I've never heard of that before. Yeah, it's a local company that owns tons of restaurants and food trucks in town. They're owned by Mega Foods International, which is an even bigger company. I think Mega Foods also owns a big ketchup factory somewhere in Florida. You'd think a company that big wouldn't bother with food trucks, but here they are. Anyway, this guy is the heir to the company? Really? The company heir is working at a food truck? This guy, under all that posturing, he must just be a huge dork. Nice to meet you. I'm Piper Morton. I operate a food truck for Gulf Shore food vendors. Listen, maybe you couldn't have known this until now because I was late, but I'm the one permitted to be here today selling food. I'm really, really sorry to have to tell you this, but, well, there's no other way to say it, but basically, you aren't allowed to be here right now. None of these trucks are, and neither is the food tent. Hunter's pleasant expression drops. He now trains his eyes on me with apprehension. What? No, you're very wrong. This is Mega Foods permit day. He turns on his heels and walks towards the back of the red truck. He bangs on the back door and leans over to look into the serving window. Sweets, open up the back, would you? The green-haired guy inside peeks his head out. He glances at me, and then he looks at Hunter. Huh? Sure. One sec. Everything cool? Yeah, it's fine. I gotta put this pretty thing over here in her place. Wow. Pretty thing here? In her place? Feeling annoyed, I cross my arms and walk over to Hunter as the back door of the truck opens. He smirks and points up into the truck. Our permit's right there. Look for yourself. Issued to Mega Food Corp. 2 trucks and a food tent. Anniversary Park along Hendry Street. On Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays during the month of March, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. That seems to be exactly what the permit says. But that's impossible. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday are my permit days for Anniversary Park. I'm 100% certain I'm not remembering wrong either. That's the same as my schedule. Could his permit be fake? No. Despite being a little misogynistic just now, he doesn't strike me as someone who'd fake a permit. And who'd go through the trouble of faking a permit when you can just pull up somewhere without a permit and hope nobody reports you? I know there are companies in town who do that. Sometimes you can make enough profit to offset the possible fines, especially during season. But what other explanation could there be for this, other than the permit being fake? Huh, that's odd. Were you assigned the same day by accident? Maybe some sort of clerical? Fake. You faked your permit, huh? You're trying to steal business from legal, hardworking operations like ours. Hey now. You're sneaky for someone so cute and innocent looking. Or is that part of the scam? You're lying to me, and you don't even have a permit. You're just trying to steal my fleet's business today. Is that it, sweetheart? My expression stiffens. I shuffle my feet anxiously, trying to muster the confidence to stand up for myself. What? No, jeez. If that's what I was trying to do, why would I bother coming over here to ask about it? I just park somewhere with no other trucks and sell until they told me to leave. Hunter scoffs and runs a hand through his bangs. Uh-huh. Sounds like you know exactly what to do if you want to sell without a permit. What? No. You're not even listening to me. I quickly get frustrated with this guy. I'll tell you what. I'm calling the cops. They can figure this out for us. He pauses. Or you can drive off, and we can pretend this didn't happen. Huh? How did this turn into a thing against me? The way this guy is smirking at me just makes me want to smack that smirk off his face. Seriously, I really want to slap him. No. No can do. I'm supposed to be working here right now, and I'm not leaving. If you're so sure that you have the right to be here, then fine. Go ahead and call the cops. And we can let them sort this out. His eyebrows twitch. Seems he wasn't expecting me to say that. I'm not sure what he was expecting me to say. Maybe he wanted me to roll over and give in? Fine, I'm calling right now. Hunter pulls a smartphone from his pants pocket. Hunter? What's going on? Since that truck's back door is open, the sweets guy working inside has been listening to us the whole time. Hunter ignores him as he pokes the screen of his phone. Better run back to your truck and scrape together whatever sales you can before you get shut down, Pepper. It's Piper, not Pepper. And I need his permission. I turn and start walking back towards my truck. Piper, not Pepper. I think again as I walk. I should have said that before I left. Gah! Whatever. It sounds like we need the police to figure this out for us after all. Maybe I should have called the non-emergency number to begin with. Well, all I can do now is set up my truck, open for the day, and hope everything goes well. There's no need to call my boss until it's absolutely necessary, I hope. Oh boy. Oh man. Huh. That's a long time. Okay, let's do the math on that. So if he calls the cops, and they did that around 10:20 for that conversation, maybe, and it took until the sun was setting in Florida. Florida, time set summertime, let's say 9 o'clock. Like 9, 10, 11, 11 hours. 11 hours would have taken. That's a huge amount of time. Thankfully, today's sales won't be worse than yesterday's, but if those other trucks weren't here, I would have made even more. I had to listen to that obnoxious guy yammering into his megaphone all day, and the delicious scent of fried rice and pretzels all day too. Torture. Pure torture. But now that an officer has arrived, I can get this permit situation figured out. That's important, because I'm supposed to come back here on Friday, when the St. Patty's Day block party starts at sundown. I watch the cop exit his car and walk towards me. I better step outside to talk to him. I'm probably going to need my permit, so I take it off the wall as I exit. Hello, ma'am. Are you Piper Morton with the Gulf Shore Food Vendors? We received a call about an issue with the food trucks here today. Yes, sir. Me and the other trucks over there. Can you show me your ID and your permit? I hand him the permit and my driver's license. As you can see, my company has the permit to be here today. This does look like one of our issued permits. He studies my permit and ID for another moment and then glances over at the other trucks. Would you mind coming over with me to speak with the gentleman in the trucks over there? Speak with them, as in tell them to leave, maybe? Maybe he's on my side? Oh, sure, hold on, let me lock my truck. I hastily put any loose items into the truck, turn everything off, and lock the front door and back door. It'll be okay for a few minutes, even if the fires and grill will stay warm for a long time. And by the time this is over, it'll probably be time to go home. With the truck set, I followed the officer over to the Mega Foods trucks. The two have noticed me and the cop walking over and have stopped what they're doing. The man in business suit smiles at me. Similarly, Sweets and Hunter have seen us too. They both exit out the back of the red truck. Hunter looks like he's ready for a fight. Meanwhile, Sweets is looking right at me. I lock eyes with him for a second. Hello, sir. From what I understand, there's some kind of dispute with the outdoor vendor permits. Are you the operator? I'm going to need to see your identification and the permit, please. Yes, that would be me, Hunter J. Fremont, shining heir to the Mega Foods Corps, and signator of our truck's permits, sir. There's that heir stuff again. Is this guy really an heir? Hunter puts his hand into his coat and with a flourish of his wrist pulls out a permit and ID. He hands it to the cop like he's giving the man a bouquet of roses. Wow, I have to try hard not to laugh. Even the cop gives me a weird look before taking the documents from him. Well, both of these appear legit on the outside, so I'm going to need to make a phone call to verify which one is registered with the city. Both of you stay right here. I'll be right back. The officer pulls out his phone and walks to the side. I hope you're mentally prepared to let down, sweetheart. What can I say? Some do call me a heartbreaker, although usually it's not in this context. But that's what you get for trying to steal our business with a fake permit. If he's attempting to hit on me, he's doing a bad job. I don't feel threatened by what he's saying. The valid permit has got to be mine. If these mystery guys have the valid permit for March, then why did they only just show up now? I don't say anything in response to Hunter's taunts, which seems to annoy him. He's not even trying to hide how much he's judging me. Sweets looks like he feels as awkward as I do right now. The Relish Guru. Sweets Dillard. Age 25, birthday October 5th, favorite food, deviled eggs. My man, deviled eggs are freaking great. If they're made right. You gotta make them right. I can't even tell you the right recipe. I just know when I taste it. Either way. Sweets. So, were you our neighbor for the day? My name's Sweets Dillard. Nice to meet you. He gives me a big, friendly smile. He's much more polite than Hunter. I shake his hand, his palm feels soft and warm. Yeah, that white truck over there is mine. My name is Piper. Nice to meet you too, Sweets. You work for Gulf Shore, huh? I thought about applying to them once, but instead I worked for this colorful character here. Well, sort of. Technically, it's his dad we work for. But you know how that goes, nepotism and all, right, Hunter? He claps his hand against Hunter's back and winks at me. Hunter gives him a miffed look. Sorry if Hunter has been kind of, short and to the point with you. It's fine. I can handle a lot worse than that. Besides, situations like this permit thing can get people a little riled up and defensive. Yeah, you're right. To be honest, I really don't appreciate Hunter's rude attitude, but whatever. I'm not gonna let that bother me. Long day. I'm exhausted. I must have cooked hundreds of burgers today. Yeah. Working a truck by yourself can be pretty grueling, huh? Oh, you're by yourself and then your truck too? With Mega Foods, we're all supposed to have a partner to help with our truck. But my partner is Hunter, and Hunter would rather spend his time being our hype man. It would be annoying if he weren't so good at drumming up business. The compliment makes Hunter's lukewarm attitude brighten. I'm much better with stuff like promotion than I am with flipping burgers. It's a better use of my incredible talents. Yeah. That's one way of putting it. You're also a terrible cook, and you don't have the patience to deal with customers, so... You're right. It's a better use of your talents. Both of them chuckle. I guess the two of them are pretty good friends. Sweet said that Hunter is basically his boss, but here he is joking that Hunter sucks at his job, and Hunter laughed it off. Even Hunter is easier to stomach when he's smiling genuinely instead of smirking. Oh, is this lovely young woman our competitor today? At that moment, the older blonde man from the barbecue truck appears. A faint scent of cologne hits my nose. I can't help but gaze and wonder at his leopard print jogging pants. He's taller and more muscular than both Sweets and Hunter. And he has an odd accent. I want to say it's French, but that's not quite what I'm hearing. I won't be trying to copy the accent. I have no idea how I could do it, and I won't do it anyway. Almost French and German at once. Is there such a thing as a vague, general European accent? Oh, Jean, I'd like you to meet Piper. Yeah, she's the one of the owner that's been parked. She's the owner of the truck that's been parked down the street since this morning. Piper, this is our lead at our barbecue truck. D. Jean Ardennes. Oh, nice. Monsieur Mustard. D. Jean Ardennes. Ardennes. Age? We have no idea. He's probably a vampire. Or a werewolf. Something undead. Maybe God himself. Birthday, November 29th. Favorite food? Bratwurst. Piper, is it? I don't... Okay, what voice was I just using? I've got like a goldfish memory. Piper, is it? Jean's barbecue is unmatched. You won't believe how good it is. You've really got to try it sometime. I'm about to say something when suddenly Jean grabs my hand. He bows down, as if he's going to kiss the back of my hand, but instead he flips my hand over and places a packet of mustard in my palm. It's a pleasure to meet you, mademoiselle. I hope our presumptuous manager has not made you think that we are all as arrogant as he. Please, try some of my famous homemade, organic, and GMO-free mustard as an apology. Is he asking me to eat mustard? Like, now? Like, straight out of the packet? Back away slowly or eat the sexy man's sexy mustard. Okay. Okay, so like, down to brass tacks, he's not that sexy to me. Personal preference, whatever. Like, there are certain people you can always look at and just be like, yeah, he's kind of good looking, or he's kind of like not looking. That's not my style. Not at all. Like, nope, we're good. We're gonna just ease on back from that situation. You can't seriously be expecting me to, like, suck the mustard out of his packet, right? I jerk both hands behind my back. I have absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to do with this mustard packet. Maybe it was meant as a joke? For lack of knowing what else to do, I stuff the packet into my jeans pocket. Hopefully I don't forget about it next time I do the laundry. I glance over at Sweets and Hunter as if begging them to save me from this awkward exchange. They both have apologetic expressions on their faces. Sorry about that. Jean is really passionate about his homemade mustard. I can see that. I'm starting to wonder if all Sweets does is constantly apologize for his insane coworkers. Jean winks at me. Of course. I didn't mean right this second. Please try it later, at your leisure. I recommend it on sandwiches, especially a classic Cuban sandwich. Or perhaps you'd like to try it on one of our pretzels later. Anyway, what was it that Jean said to me before giving me the mustard? I think he was trying to apologize for Hunter's attitude. No need to keep apologizing for your boss. I'm waiting for the officer to come back about the permits, and then I'm headed home. Yeah, but you know, we ought to be polite while we're waiting at least. Just because we're used to Hunter doesn't mean you are. Hunter snorts and crosses his arm. It's my job to do what's best for my father's business, including protecting our permit. So whatever you want, I don't care. I think he could be a little nicer, but I can't blame him for standing his ground when it comes to his permit. I'm doing the same thing, basically. At that moment, a fourth man approaches our group. Oh, so many... so many voices. Okay, it's the nerdy-looking guy who was working with Jean in the yellow truck. Young man, are we, like, officially calling it a day? I have no... Okay, so, hold on. Let's try out a few different things. Let's see what we can, like, come up with. I might literally just use my own voice, because I closest to him, like, age and everything else, like, just out of college, that kind of stuff. So, I guess... Do I do high and squeaky? No, I want that for like the little guy who was working in the tent down there in the end. I want to use that voice. Like squeaky. Like this. Maybe. Probably not. Are we like officially calling it a day? It's not 6 yet. If we're finishing early today, I won't complain. I'm meeting some guys at the gym at 6:30, and then I'm gonna plop on the couch back home and binge some TV. The young man glances at me curiously through his green-rimmed glasses. It looks like he wants to ask who I am, but he waits for Hunter to answer his question. Yeah, I think we are. We gotta deal with the permit problem I told you about earlier. Huey, this is Piper. She's with the truck that's been down the street since this morning. Yeah, I'm giving him a very excited, like, voice. Like, that makes much more sense now. Sriracha sophomore. Huey Chonburi. Chonburi? I have no idea how to pronounce that, if it's even correct. Age 20, birthday, March 10th. Favorite food, drunken noodles. Ha, gotcha. Nice to meet you. I'm Huey Chonburi. I'm a business major at Florida Gulf Shore University. I work here part-time. Gene lets me take out home all the leftovers at the end of the day, so if you want to try something, let me know. By every day, he really means every day. I think Huey may subsist entirely. I'm talking as Gene. Wow, this guy's energetic. His music's awesome, though, isn't it? I think Huey may subsist entirely on barbecue at this point. Hey, free food is free food. And it's not just barbecue, it's spicy barbecue. The spicier the better, crank it up to 11. I once had a stomach as stalwart as his. Ah, to be young again. Huey thrusts out his hand for a handshake, which I gently accept. Unexpectedly, he squeezed my hand so hard that I wince. Jeez, I didn't expect someone with an average build to have grip strength like that. Very firm handshake you've got there. He grins and adjusts his glasses. You really think so? I've been focusing on farmer carries at the gym lately. Old man Fremont is always saying that a powerful handshake is super important in business. Hunter's father says a lot of things. To add his advice, I don't think it's proper business etiquette to crush someone's hand during a handshake, Huey. Crush? I crushed it? Really? He's almost excited. She visibly winced when you shook her hand, Huey. I smiled awkwardly and shrugged my shoulders. It's not a big deal. I'm fine. Well, I'm sorry anyways. Out of the four men, Huey reminds me of the most of the friends I had back in culinary school. He seems alright, if a little overeager. I decided to change the subject. Did you say you were going to binge watch something later? What show? Huey's eyes twinkle. Oh man, I'm so glad you asked. It's the second season of this anime I really love. It's called Star Angel's Bliss. It's so good, seriously. Oh, I love that show. Season 2 is pretty good. I think you'll like it how it ends. You've seen it already? But the English version just came out. Or do you have a hardcore binging skills and you watch it all in one go? Well, to be honest, it aired in Japan a while ago. I watched it on one of those not-so-legal streaming sites. Oh, wait, what's this show? I've never heard of it. It's just one of Huey's inane cartoons. You know, all the one with the big-boobed anime cat girls. It's not inane! Star Angel's Bliss is a masterpiece. It's got a lot of deep philosophical themes, alright? Piper, you like it? Back me up here. He's asking me now? Star Angel's Bliss. It's an anime I started watching because I liked the fluid animation. The story ended up being alright too, but the show can be pretty over the top sometimes, especially the female characters' outfits. How should I put this? Okay, actually, the inane catgirl anime boobies are part of the show's core message and subtext. Or the show is trashy, but if you don't take it too seriously, it's lots of fun. See, I don't want to call a show trashy, right? Because like in a creative sense, if we're gonna like boil it down to like, you know, the basics, like somebody spent time and effort on it, and usually people don't think of their own stuff as trashy, or that's not like a thing that they're going after. They might be going for sexy or like raunchy or something like that, but they never usually I've ever seen like actually wanted something to be trashy. So I'm gonna avoid that. I'm gonna say actually the inane anime catgirl boobies are part of the show's core message and subtext. Like we could say the characters are part of the show's core message and subtext. Like they could stand for something else other than just the female bodies that they're portraying on the screen. So long story short, I'm going with option number 1. I cross my arms thoughtfully. Some people who only see the characters and signs or have only watched a few episodes can get the impression that it's nothing but cheesecake. But I think it's meant as more of a satire of over-the-top anime fan services. A few of the episodes are way too self-aware for it to be an accident. Huey's eyes twinkle again. Yes, exactly. So many people miss the point of the show. Finally, someone gets it. Yeah, like, it's really pandering sometimes, but the ending to Season 1 was so controversial that the writer's true goal can't be to pander to the audience all the time. My thoughts exactly. Season 1's ending was incredibly risky, something I think the show's haters are simply still mad about that ending. So, what's your favorite character? My waifu is Moon Angel. Great. Now both of them are going off about some anime show. Well, at least Huey has someone to talk to about it with. Huey ignores them and continues. You know, the part in the episode 11 after Moon Angel escapes from jail and tries to capture the Star Angel, but she misses her chance because Star Angel is left to go to Jupiter and confront the General, and suddenly at that moment, I see the police officer starting to walk back towards us. The conversation halts when everyone sees me staring in the distance behind them. Oh, the officer is walking back over here. Good. Hopefully, he's confirmed our permit is valid. It could turn out that we've been here illegally all day, you know. Nope, not a chance. My stomach ties itself in a knot when Hunter says that. No, the cop is definitely going to say my permit is valid. I bite my lower lip and look down at the asphalt. Please, please let my permit be the valid one. It's got to be valid. It has to. Piper, you all right? I don't have time to answer. The officer stops beside us and crosses his arms. Sorry to make you wait. What voice did I give him? So, I called the city's clerk's office and had them look up both the permit numbers. I keep my eyes trained on the ground. And it turns out, your permit is valid. Ha! Yes, I knew it! And so is the other permit. That one's valid too. Huh? What do you mean? I keep staring at the ground, but I'm listening intently. I mean that both of these permits are valid. Both were issued by the city, even though only one of them was supposed to be approved of. In other words, it looks like the permits for this location got double booked by accident. Because both of them are valid, I can't tell either of you to leave. You're both authorized to be here. What? You mean the city screwed up on the permits and now I just have to deal with the consequences of their mistakes? No need to get emotional, sir. Emotional? I'm not getting emotional. Hunter, please calm down. Piper is in the exact same position we are. All I can tell you is that both of you have the right to follow the terms of your permit until it expires. You'll need to contact the city to figure out the renewals for April. I suggest you do that soon. They'll need some time to reassign one of you to another location next month. I can't believe this. At least we know we aren't breaking the law today. Any other questions? No. Thank you for coming out, I guess. You're welcome. Have a good evening. I like the police officer. What an authority figure. I would have not guessed that outcome. Hunter, I think you owe Piper an apology for accusing her of illegal actions. Come on, man. I know you've been aggro about the permits all day. You should probably say you're sorry if we're going to be stuck with each other for the rest of the month. Fine, Piper. Piper? Are you alright? No, I'm not alright. My eyes are welling up. Unable to contain it anymore, I sit down on the curb, put my face in my hands, and burst into tears. Question mark, exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point. Hey, is she crying? What's wrong? I bow my head and clench my eyes. The sobs just keep coming. Somebody kneels beside me. I can't see who it is, but I can hear the soft scratching of their shoes on the asphalt. Piper, what's wrong? Sweet's voice comes from above me, so I guess it's not him kneeling. Not that it really matters who it is. I'm sobbing so hard I can't even talk. I'm gonna get fired. I'm gonna lose my job over this. All I can think about is how bad my sales are gonna be for the next 2 weeks, and how I'm gonna get the blame for it. Sweets, would you grab a bottle of water from the truck for Piper? Oh, of course. I hear footsteps leading away. Then somebody sets a hand on my shoulder. I assume it's Jean, but when the person talks, it is Jean's voice. Oh god, a deep voice. Miss, are you alright? What's wrong? The voice is deep. It has another unusual accent too. Australian, but with a hint of something else. Then a second voice I don't recognize. What's going on? Hunter, what did you do now? Huh? I didn't do anything. The officer told us that both of our permits are valid, so we're both allowed to be here during March. I was going to apologize for earlier, and then she just started crying. Earlier? So it was something you said after all. Maybe it was Hunter, but I really don't think that feeling. She started crying out of nowhere. There's a pause. Sweets, I asked you to get water. I'm sorry, I sort of panicked and made a smoothie? Sweets, how the hell do you panic and make a smoothie? I just want to make her happy, alright? The person beside me pats my shoulder gently. Miss, if you tell us what's wrong, maybe we can help. Here, Mr. Dillard made this for you. Do you want some? By this point, my emotions are beginning to run out of steam. I still feel horrible, but I'm losing the uncontrollable urge to cry. I lift my hands away from my face just enough to glance at the person beside me. It's the Asian man in the business suit who is working at the food tent. He's holding a styrofoam cup in his free hand filled with a lusciously pink smoothie. I can see Sweet's flip-flops, he's standing right beside him, and another man, the country club kid who is helping at the tent, is standing here too. He must be the soft-spoken person who got angry at Hunter. I look away and rub my wet eyes with my hands. This is embarrassing. Hunter, Huey, why don't we start closing up the trucks? It's after 6 o'clock. Yeah, that's a good idea. Huey, come help me with the burger truck. Huh? Hunter's gonna do some work for once? But what about Piper? Hunter steps on Huey's foot very intentionally. Shut up and come here. Help me, Huey. Oof, okay. No need to take it out of my sneaks, dude. I should go help them. Sweets, why don't you talk to Piper while we close up? Huh? Me? I swallow down the lump in my throat and glance up meekly. I'm not gonna presume on their time, basically. And actually, I just realized too, like our time's drawing on, so I'm actually probably gonna like time out this episode here. It's incredible so far. Wow, the writing is way more realistic than I would have ever anticipated. It's an incredibly well-written story, and I love the art. It's keeping me well engaged to kind of like what's going on, and that's awesome. That's super cool. So I'm really happy about like episode 2 here. I'm very much looking forward to episode 3 when I get to record it, which is gonna be like right now, and you guys are gonna have to wait if you're watching this. So yeah, lucky me, and I'm excited for you guys to be able to have seen this and then get maybe a chance to look forward to the next one. Either way, thank you so much for watching this episode, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.